Hey dreamers, this is Jade and I'm back with Journal with Me number 37. Now I have pre-sketched out my images for my journal entries, and these are two separate entries. Number one, number one, on the left side, I drew a floral image because I've been wanting to do one for a while. So I was like, yeah, let me just do that. So I pulled out. I have a botanicals art book that I recently purchased from Hobby Lobby in their recent clearance. And so I pulled that out and I just picked out a flower I was feeling and sketched that out on the page. And I am just outlining here. And then on the other side, on the right side of the page, and like I said, these are two separate journal entries. I just drew some weights because that day I had gone on a weight hunt. Just because I think I want to start lifting weights regularly. And I have a set of 3 pound weights, but I wanted something with a little more resistance. But I also didn't want to overdo it, so I got a set of 5 pound weights and I also got a set of 8 pound weights, because there's always the potential there's always the potential for me to be messing around with these weights and then put myself into a pain crisis, and I don't want to do that. So I didn't like go overboard with the poundage, and I will start off with this. I think that's a good starting point. 5 and 8 pounds for what I want to start with, because I just kind of want to feel stronger in my own body and kind of feel like how I felt when I was a teenager. That would be very nice. When I was very teenagery, because I think when you're a kid, when I grew up, most of us, the kids in my neighborhood, we were all cousins actually. Where I grew up, it was like I literally grew up in a town, it's a very small podunk town, and where I lived, the street went in a complete circle, and everybody in that circle was related to each other some way somehow, like, so everybody was your cousin. Okay, so I grew up with my cousins, playing with my cousins every day. I mean, this, especially in the summer, it was a thing, like especially kickball. We played all kinds of games, so we were active without really understanding that we were active, or exercising, or we rode bikes. We did all sorts of I mean, we were up to something all the time. Okay, so when you're young, you're just naturally fit because you're outside doing stuff all the time, active stuff with your friends and your cousins and your family and stuff. So that's how I was when I was a kid, and not realizing that I was in great shape because of the activities I was participating in, just having fun. So I want to get back to that. Like I want to get back to that. And then even as a teenager, I was still kind of active, going out, riding my bike, and all that kind of stuff, going for walks and whatnot. So, yeah, that's why I picked up the weights. Hopefully, it'll help with that. And thankfully, it's summertime time now, so I've been able to start my walks, my daily walks back, because y'all know I do not do cold, and I ain't finna walk nowhere no cold. I'm not finna do it. Anyway, I am just coloring in this flower with my Prima watercolor set, and yeah, getting the green spread out there for the stem and the leaf, and then I will be over on the other side about to fill that in. Oh, one thing I have been learning with your watercolors, if you're feeling like that you messed up somewhere, add more water. Add more water and then blot it with a tissue, and it'll usually pick up whatever it is that you feel like you messed up on. Unless you've let it dry, then maybe not so much. But yeah, see, I am by no means a watercolor expert. I am learning as I go, but I still have a lot of work to do in mixing, shading, thinning out, adding more pigment, all that kind of stuff. But it's fun to just pull them out and play with them. I love them. So here I am coloring in the weights because I picked up my 5 pound. I picked up two sets, 5 pounds and 8 pounds. And my 5 pound set were like this purplish pink color, not quite magenta. I don't know what color to tell you that it was, but yeah. And anyway, it didn't get as pigmented as I wanted, so I'm adding more purple here and whatever. And then the circle in the back will be orange because my other set, the 8 pound set I picked up, was orange. So I got both the colors of my weights in one picture. So yeah, and just spreading
Ladies
the
and
orange
gentlemen,
out
can I please
here.
have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
So here I had forgotten that I wanted to put down a background color for my floral, and so instead of pulling my brushes that I just had out back out, I just pulled out my water brush, which was better anyway because I could put the pigment down and then thin it out just by squeezing water on it. So it was much easier than having to dip the pen and dip the brush and then come back and dip the blah blah blah. So anyway, yeah, I'm just putting down a purple background. And this day, it was the day of my appointment, my kidney appointment. Now, milestone for me. I had been going back and forth to Wake for over a year now, and I was supposed to been transfer back to my home, like having local appointments instead of having going up there. It takes me like an hour and a half to get there, and out come back just for an appointment, and the appointment probably would take like an hour. So that's a long way to drive for an hour. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm thankful because nobody wants to sit in the doctor all day, but still. So I was just like, yes, I get to go locally. And thankfully, it wasn't at the main hospital. They were located around the corner, the office, because the main hospital is in disarray at the moment. They are doing some construction over there, and I'm using my white uni pen to fill in the holes. And the jelly, not uni pen, white jelly roll pen. Anyway, on a normal day, it can be a zoo, and hectic and crazy at the hospital. So much less uh, during the week, and it could just and them doing construction, which I think, did I say it was supposed to last like 2 years? Anywho, so I was like, forget that noise. But anyway, the appointment went well. I mean, I was checked in. I think I waited like minutes. Like seriously, I waited no time to be called back. The doctor I saw, I'm very familiar with. He's really cool, really nice. And then I was in there, I think maybe a little over an hour. When they got my blood, whoever the lady was, she got my blood in one go. She didn't have to stick me 2 or 3 times. She knew what she was doing. So it was just an all around great appointment. And on top of that, it's not even like I have to go monthly anymore. So they put me on tri-monthly visits. So I only have to go there every 3 months, and then I'll have to go to Wake once a year on my annual. My annual will be in November because that's when I got my kidney transplant. So I'll go there this November to check in with them, and then from now on, it's just tri-monthly visits with my local people. And I wager, as the time goes on and everything is still great, that will probably even decrease as well. So I'm just here for it. The other side, of course, I again, you guys know about the whole weight thing. I just gave like a whole 50-minute dissertation about why I bought weights. So not gonna go through that again. Later that day, I was having some troubling, I wouldn't call it troubling, maybe conflicting thoughts about a situation. And then I picked up my book to read, and it was right there in my face. And somewhere in the book, they mentioned Barbados. And I had to remind myself that I am in Barbados and slam the door on myself. And if you don't know, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. I'll probably explain in another video. But I love Neville Goddard. I love his work. And he had his teacher, his name was Abdullah. And he was trying to teach Neville wanted to visit his home in Barbados. He wanted to go see his family, and he was trying to teach Neville how to manifest his trip to Barbados. Um, and Neville would come to him with silly questions and things, and Abdullah wasn't here for it. He wasn't having it, and he would just tell him, "Don't you know you are in Barbados?" And he would literally slam the door on him, like I'm not doing this with you. So I had to slam the door on myself and remind myself I am in Barbados. Anyway, guys, that is it for this layout. If you have any comments or questions about anything, definitely leave those below. I will get back to you as soon as possible. I like being helpful, so if I can be helpful for anybody, then hey, seriously, hit me up. Let me know. Anyway, that's it. You guys have a wonderful week, and I will catch you next time. Bye.